continuation project. Let's go to PPT. Hope you can see the PPT, right? You can see the PPT, right? Hello, be reflexive intense.
Yes, sir.
You can see the PPT. Okay, fine. In the last session, in last project, what we did, okay, so we just identified the error, how much of error the data is generating, or how much of error is present in the data. Understood? Okay, and we have found in one module, we have found around 7%, and in the ARIMA model, ARIMA algorithm, we have found around 6%. Okay, so now further we can reduce that amount of error. Reducing the amount of error means indirectly it is going to affect the accuracy of the data, or you can take the module itself. Okay, so now there are other technique. Using that technique, it is possible to increase the accuracy of the model. Okay, in today's session, we are going to discuss these things. Okay, so first is called normalization. We'll see what exactly the normalization is. Okay, then we'll go for a transformation function. Transformation function before, but performing before performing the transformation function, we have to perform standardization. Okay, so after standardization, then we will be performing the transformation function. Next, we'll go for feature engineering. Next, hyper tuning. Okay, so this is the today's agenda. Okay, we'll try to cover as much as possible here. Okay, so next is let's talk about normalization. To have a first, you have a look on the data. Okay, you will understand what exactly the normalization is, how we can implement that in our uh, the fourth project. Okay, so let me open the data first. Hope you can see the data now, right? Can you see the data, interns? Interns?
No, sir.
Okay, hold on a second. Hold on. Have a look on this data. Now you can see, right? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, now you can see. Now have a look on this data. So you just see the first data, 35 we have. Okay, 35, then soon immediately, okay, we have 32. Now if you take the mean of this 35 plus 32, okay, so the mean will come around 33, right? Intense. This is very critical steps. So mean will come around 33 here, 35 plus 32 divided by 2. Similarly, if you take the other data, let's say you take the other data B, okay, let's say 27 and 55. Hope you are understanding. Interns. Interns?
Yes,
Hello?
sir.
Yeah. So if you take this data, 27 and 55, understood? 27 plus 55. Okay, so the range will be somewhere around 44, no? Right?
Mean value, sir.
Yeah.
Asking for 41.
Yeah. You take any example, you take 27, you take this 27, 27 plus 55, divide by 2. The range will vary here. Hope you are understanding. Say 27 plus 55, how much it is?
82.
82 divided by 2. It will be 41, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the range is varying. Where is now the question is, where is 27? Where is 41? Hope you are understanding. Okay, so the range is varying drastically. Okay, so maybe that can be the reason to get 6.1 error rate in the previous model. Understood? So we need to normalize this data. Okay, so as a data scientist, your job is to keep on experimenting. Okay, take the data, keep on use one model. If the value, if you are not getting the accurate value, then go to the next model. Okay, but if the same value you are getting, next come, okay, you have to convert that data into some other format, then you have to try it. Now in normalization, what we are doing, okay, so we try to keep the data in between 0 to 1. Okay, we try to keep the data in between 0 to 1. Okay, 0 to 1. Say, clear now, 0 to 1. All the data, you take all this data, 35, 44 is there, 51 is there, 46 is there, all this data, I'll try to keep in 0 to 1 format. Now the question arises how to keep it. Okay, so to 0 to 1. So to how to convert, how to first to keep this data, okay, in between 0 to 1, okay, we need to convert this data, no, we need to convert this range, the data in the range of 0 to 1. Okay, so convert all this in the range of 0 to 1, then that process is called normalization. Then you take the mean value, standard deviation, next you try to find the error rate, etc. Okay, so that process is called normalization. Okay, next is, after converting into normalization, we have to bring that one into standardization. Standardization is nothing but we will be calculating the mean square value of the data. Okay, so SD generally we say square root of the mean variance, square root of variance generally we take here, standardization. Then after converting into standardization, again we have to convert that data in terms of train and test. Convert it into train and test, then you try to fit the model, same ARIMA model, we can say here. Hope you are understanding. Interns, you have any doubt? Interns? Interns?
No,
Interns?
sir.
No doubt, no? Just keep in mind, when it comes to normalization, whatever the data you are getting, we are converting into 0 to 1 range. Okay, so next is under normalization also. Okay, if you take, yeah, sorry, yeah, normalization over. Now next, transformation function. Transformation function is nothing but we will be converting into some other different format. So after converting into other format, okay, so we will be calculating the standard deviation of that format. You will understand while I'm performing the hands-on session. Okay, so next is comes regarding our transformation. There are many technique here. There are many technique under transformation function. First is called zero score technique. Okay, in zero score technique, what we do, we try to convert all the values to a zero score. Okay, and we can convert this one using this formula. X is nothing but any value here. Let's say you take the same data, 35, I'll take 35. Okay, 35 minus mean square of that X value. Okay, whatever the mean, first you calculate the mean, then subtract that whatever the X value with the mean value, then divide by standard deviation. Okay, so we need to calculate the variance here. Square root of variance will get the standard deviation. But in the program Python is having the separate library. Using that separate library, we can perform it. Next comes in our today's session, we are going to have this technique, min and max technique. Okay, so in min and max technique, what we do, okay, we will be take any value, let's say X value, so subtract that value with the minimum value, divide by maximum value in the data set minus min value. So that will convert into, so your 0 to, it will try to keep all the data in between 0 to 1 range. Okay, in the same way, next we have other techniques also, like logistic log normal technique. Okay, log technique. In the same way, we have tanh function. But in our today's session, I'm going to I'm going to implement the transformation function using this formula. Shall we go to the main screen, interns? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hello? We'll start the hands-on session, right? Other participants? Other participants? Ramesha? We'll start, right? Okay, so now you do one. Okay, we'll do one thing. You are familiar with this. This is the continuation. Yeah, this is the continuation part of our the last session. Okay, so go to SageMaker, open the same notebook. Okay, so in yesterday's session, I think we used this notebook. So I'll open this the notebook in Jupyter. Hold on, this will take time.
So video pause.
Video pause 1 second. Can you see the screen? Hello?
Yes, sir.
1 second. Hold on. This will take time. Hold on, huh? Wait. Hold on. This is taking time. This is taking time. Okay. Okay. So now you go to this file, time series project .py. Hold on. Okay. Can you see the screen, Intense? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is the project what we did last time. And we have seen here the mean square error for our ARIMA module was getting, I was getting the mean square error. Hold on. Hold on. Kike model. Yeah. Okay. So this was the error we was getting in the last ARIMA model. Okay. So now we can do better. We can do better on this ARIMA model, and we can reduce this the value. So let's see. Okay, how to reduce this one by using normalization technique. Okay. So but is the first is okay. So let's try to load all this libraries again, because after stopping any the SageMaker, again it is our responsibility to upload all the libraries if you want to run those the program again. So what I will do again, I will let me continue with the same the notebook, so that I can refer while demonstrating that normalization technique. So first I'll upload the same the libraries: import pandas, matplotlib, and mat inline. Okay, for graphical user interface, and as well as for the data structure. Next, hit on run. Okay, so the libraries are getting uploaded now. It is uploading. Okay, asterisk symbol, yeah, and my libraries got uploaded. Now it is time to upload my file. Okay, so let's try to upload the file now. Okay, same copy, I'll copy the same code and paste it over there. Okay, I'll paste it over there. Hold on. Okay, just hit on shift and enter. Okay, it's executing. Now it got executed. Now we can see, okay, our data. Let's see, just to check the data, just hit on, okay, f underscore birth, and all my data is stored in this variable. Okay, so f underscore birth, hit on shift and enter. So now I can see my data. Yeah, so data, as far as this data is concerned, I have 65 rows. That is nothing but the complete the data for 365 days. Okay, so next, the problem here is I have the index here, right? Intents. I have the I have the index. Okay, so I have to remove this index first. Okay, and this data, no, if you take the date data is in the string format, that I have to convert it into my data format. Okay, so to convert that, okay, again I have to run some more code. I will repeat the same code again. Hold on. To convert my the string format of data to my data format. Okay, so I will use the same code here. Let me copy and paste. Let me copy and paste this. Okay. Okay, so just copy and paste it. Here what I have done here is I have chosen the library called PD, pandas, and I'm reading the file which is stored in data location. And this index underscore column 0 will remove my index here. Okay, whatever the values are coming from 0, 1, 2, 3 here. So that will be removed. And this parse date, no, so parse date will try to convert our string format of data to my data format. Once it is converted into data format, then easily I can okay, process that data. Hope you are understanding. Same thing I'm repeating. So what we did in the last session. Now it's time for the normalization. How we can do the normalization? Okay, so to normalize this data, okay, so this data, say this data, date and birth. For me, the most important is birth. Again, I have to normalize this. For the normalization, what I will do, I'll use the formula. Let me write here, normalization. Normalization, I'll use the formula x minus mean, sorry, minimum, x minus minimum divide by, okay, maximum value minus minimum value. Okay, maximum value minus minimum value. So this is a formula. Okay, so hold on, let's try to run. But to calculate the normalization of my data, nothing but I'm going to convert this 35, 32 in the range of 0 to 1. Okay, so to do that, I need, which are the values here? Interns, interns, interns. Which are the values are required here? Hello? Interns?
So,
Yeah, which values are required?
so X minimum value, maximum value.
Yeah, minimum value and maximum value. So X can be any value here. Let's say 35. 35 can be our X value. In the second 32 I have. So 32 can be our X value. But most important, I want the minimum value in this 365 days of data. Okay, which is the minimum value in this 365 days of data as well as the maximum value in this 365 days of data. And to find the minimum and maximum value, there is a command called fbirth. Fbirth is nothing but the data where I have stored f underscore birth, okay, equal f underscore birth, okay, dot min, okay, enter it. Okay, so my minimum value is how much here?
23.
23. Similarly, okay, we need to find the maximum value now. Okay, to find the maximum value, again f underscore birth. Okay, so is under f underscore birth dot max. Okay, next is enter it. So my maximum value is how much? 73. 3. Now, if I want to calculate the normalization value, if I want to convert this 35 in the range of 0 to 1, okay, which formula I have to use? Hello? Yeah. Which formula I can use? Tell me. Intense. Hello? Hello? Okay, suppose if I want to convert this 35 into, okay, in the range of 0 to 1, what I will do? I'll use this formula, x minus min divided by, okay, max minus min. Okay, so say my value be, let's take the first value, 35. 35 minus minimum value is 23 here, divide by, okay, divide by 73 minus 23. 73 minus 23. So enter it. So that means my value is how much here? Interns 0.24. Okay, 0.24. That means I have converted my 35 value in the range of 0 to 1. And the value of that normalized value of this 35 value is 0.24. of 4. Understood? Similarly, likewise I have to convert, okay, the complete values, okay, the complete I have to bring all these values of the child birth of these values in between 0 to 1. Understood? Next the process will remain same here. Okay, so let's dive into, let's try to convert this. Okay, to convert this, what I will do, I will try to import the one more the package here, okay, from sklearn dot pre-processing. Just hit right pre, then hit on tab, so you will get all the options which are available in, okay, under that library. So you can see here sklearn dot pre-processing, enter it. Next import min max. Okay, so I need this module min max. Min max will have this formula. Understood? I'm going to execute, or I'm going to convert all this data using this formula in the range of 0 to 1. So min max, just hit on, okay, min max scalar. Okay, so I need this sublibrary subclass. Understood? Now shift enter. Okay, shift enter. Now that means I have uploaded my min max formula now to convert it. Now next I'll create one more the variable here. Let us say sorry, I will create one array. Let us say birth, okay, ARR, okay, birth AR equal to, next where is my data is located? Interns, can anyone tell me where is my data? Where the data is stored? The data is stored in this f a birth. Understood? So I'll call the same thing here, f birth, f dot birth. Okay, f dot birth, and let me check the values. Okay, so how many values
Sir,
are there?
underscore, no, sir.
Sorry, thank you. F underscore birth. Okay, so dot values. Okay, so a shift and enter. Now let me check. Okay, what are the values are present here? Birth dot ARR. Now I have shifted my entire data into birth ARR, which is nothing but an array here. Okay, sorry, it should be underscore birth ARR. Okay, shift and enter, and you can see here the entire data set is there. No, see this 35, 32, 30, 31. I have converted into array now. Okay, I have converted into array, and that data is now stored where? In the birth ARR. Okay, now what I will do, so I will try to convert this entire data 35, 32 values of the data in the range of 0 to 1. Okay, to do that, again I will create one more variable called scalar equal to min max scalar. Okay, so next is feature. Okay, so feature range. So I have to set the range here. I will set the range equal to 0 to 1. Okay, 0 comma 1. Okay, so enter it. Minimum max scalar feature range 0 to 1. So that means I have set the formula, and it is going to give me the value in between 0 to 1 here. Now I will try to set this. I will try to set this model, fit this model. Okay, so to fit this model, what I will do, again I will run scalar, and the scalar equal to scalar dot fit. Okay, so scalar dot fit. Okay, so next is call that birth. Where is the data is stored now? The data is stored here. Understood? Birth array. Okay, I need to fit the model now. Okay, so the whatever the data which is in this birth model, all should be converted into 0 to 1. Okay, so that's the reason I'm calling this a fit model. Okay, so the fit model birth underscore ARR. Okay, then enter it. Okay, so now I have converted. Let's see whether my entire data got converted or not. So what I will do, I'll just run this code, scalar, shift and enter. Okay, so you can see here, so min max scalar got converted. So all the data which are available in this format got converted now. Now, similarly, like we can find out, okay, so data which is the minimum data, which is in the range of 0 to 1, which is the maximum data. Okay, so all those things can be checked here. To check, just enter scalar underscore, so scalar dot data minimum. Okay, minimum, shift 10, enter it. Okay, shift 10, enter it. No, it is not showing. What is the reason? Just check interns. Hello, what is the problem here? Okay, so scalar min, scalar, let me, min max object has no tribute data min. Okay, scalar, okay, scalar dot data min. Okay, it is not showing. What is the reason?
Sir, you have to give parenthesis.
Hold on. Min max is, it is at 1 second. Scalar, hold on. Minimum max scalar. Next, scalar dot data underscore min. Okay, enter it. No, what is the problem here? Interns, can anyone, someone tell me? Hello? Hello? Scalar, I'm finding some the error. Okay, hold on, let me try again. Scalar dot data min, okay, underscore, enter it. Oh, no. Anyways, that is just for the minimum, just to find out the minimum value and the maximum value. Let me let me try with scalar dot min. Okay, and let me try with min. Okay, so next is no. Anyways, we'll try that one. Okay, why it is not coming? I'm not able to display the minimum value as well as the maximum value. Okay, so let's try to normalize this. Okay, to normalize this, what I will do, I will try to have birth. Okay, normalize. I'll create one more the attribute here called birth normalize scalar. Okay, so hit on tab, you'll get the option like scalar. Okay, dot transform, there is an option called transform. Okay, just hit on tab, transform. Next, whatever the values are there in the birth array, okay, that I'm going to normalize here. Okay, so birth ARR. Okay, birth ARR, shift 10, enter it. Okay, now it got normalized and my all the data is stored where? Inside the birth normalized. Now let's try to check. Okay, all the data, same thing I was trying here. Okay, I just wanted to show you, okay, how to display all the data which we had in this format in terms of 0 to 1. Now similarly we can do using the normalized form. So, since I have index, I'll display the value in terms of index here. Birth underscore normalize, just hit on tab, normalize. You set the index here. Let's say the index, I want to display the value of this first one. So what I will do, the index will be 0 here. So hit on 0. Okay, so next is shift 10, enter it. Okay, so now can you see interns? Interns?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so now the 35 got converted into 0.24 now. Okay, in the same way, let's try to display the next value. Let's say I want to see the normalized value of my second value. Okay, birth underscore normalize, index, let's say 1, enter it. Okay, array 0.18. Can you see what was the value here? What was the value interns? The value was 32. Okay, and 32 got converted into now 0.8. Okay, similarly, I'll have a loop now to display at least 5 to 10 values. Okay, so I'll use for loop statement, for of I in range of 5. Okay, range of 5. Next is range of 5. Let's say, okay, let's say print. Okay, next is birth normalize. Birth normalize. Okay, and index, I'll give the same index, let's say I. Okay, index I. Next, shift enter. So you can see here, so these are the values of my first data. Similarly, let's try to display, I'll try to display around 10 values now. Okay, shift and enter it. So that means all my data. Okay, so all my data, this indicates that all the data which was there in the array, okay, all got converted into now 0. In the range of 0 to 1. Hope you are clear, interns. You have any doubt, interns?
No, sir.
Any doubt, Mahima? Ramesha?
No, sir.
Ramesha? So far, whatever I explained here, okay, just I was trying to convert. I just converted whatever the data you had in the range of 0 to 1. What I did there, the data which was in the CSV format. Okay, I uploaded that data using in Python. Using the Python, I brought that data in array. So after bringing the data in the array, okay, I used directly the transformation function. Okay, and the transformation the function automatically converted your data in the range of 0.24. Okay, sorry, in the range of 0 to 1 now. Now next is, let's try to deploy our ARIMA model now. Okay, now data is in the range of 0 to 1 now. Let's try to deploy my algorithm called the ARIMA model. But before deploying the any algorithm, let's say I want to deploy ARIMA model. So I have to convert the entire data set into test and train. Okay, that can be done. First, I'll do one thing. Whatever the data set I have, I'll try to convert into test and train. Okay, birth underscore train, okay, equal to, let's say, now where is my data? Data is under birth normalization. Okay, so birth normalize, I'll call that variable birth underscore normalize. Out of 365 data, okay, 365 data, so 330 data, I will use it for training purpose. So let's say, okay, underscore 0 to 330. Okay, 0 to 30. Okay, 0 to 330. So I'll use it for training purpose. Okay, so I have set now. In the same way, I'll create one more variable. Let's say birth underscore test equal to birth normalize. And whatever the rest of the data I have, let's say, okay, the data from 330 is to 365. So enter it. So the entire 365 data I have converted into train and a test now. Let's try to check the size, whether it got converted or not. So what I will do, I will just write birth underscore test, let's say train, let's say train, okay, train dot size. So let me check whether it got converted or not. Now you can see, for out of 365 data, 330 I have reserved it for training purpose. Okay, in the same way, if you check on the test, let us say birth of underscore test dot size. Okay, so dot size, next enter it. Now you can see here birth train. Okay, the for training purposes 330 data I'm using for training purposes, and 35 data I'm using for a testing purpose. Now we will try to implement a ARIMA model for this data set, and we'll see how much amount of error we are getting in the ARIMA model. Okay, so hope I'm expecting lesser error compared to the previous model. Let's see. I'll use the from state model. State model. Okay, so state model, I'm repeating the same thing. State model, TSA stand for time series analysis. Okay, so next called ARIMA test, ARIMA model. Okay, so next is import. Okay, I'm going to import my ARIMA. Okay, ARIMA, next enter it. So that means now using the library, okay, so I have deployed my ARIMA model now. Okay, I'm going to use this ARIMA model to test the training now. Okay, so now next is birth model. I'll create one the variable, let's say birth, okay, underscore model, birth underscore model equal to ARIMA. Let's say I'll call my training model. Okay, so I'm going to use my training model. This is for testing purposes. This is for training model. Okay, I'll use this. Okay, training model, ARIMA birth of train, birth of train, birth of train, birth of train, and I'm going to set the order B, order of my ARIMA model, which is nothing but the values of P, Q, and D. Okay, so order the where the value of P is 2, the value of Q is 1, and the value of D is, again I will set it as 2 here. Now next, just run shift and enter it. Shift and enter it. That means now my ARIMA model is ready to train this normalized data. Okay, so now next is, okay, I will but before running this data, or before running this model, okay, to test my 35 amount of data, okay, I need to fit this model. Okay, so whether we need to check whether this model will fit or not. Okay, to check that one, again I will create one the variable called birth underscore, okay, underscore model underscore fit. Okay, underscore fit equal to birth model. Okay, birth underscore model dot fit. Okay, dot fit, birth model dot fifth. Okay, birth underscore model dot fit. Okay, and we will see whether this model will fit or not. Yes, perfect. Now it's just giving a warning message. Okay, that means it indicates that my model got ARIMA model got fit now. Okay, so again we need to check archaic information. To check the archaic information, again you call the same birth model fit. Okay, birth model fit, okay, dot AIC. Okay, archaic, it stands for archaic information, the model, enter it. Okay, so always remember, while after fitting the model, it is very important to call this AIC. Okay, archaic information model. Now you can see here, okay, we are getting the archaic information model minus 344, but in the previous model, okay, it was getting around 2000 Fine. So next is, let's try to forecast this. Now whatever the model is built, what I have built here, so I'm going to use this model to test the test data, which is nothing but the 35 here. Okay, to test that data, what I will do, again I will create one variable, birth underscore forecast, birth underscore forecast. Okay, birth underscore forecast equal to birth underscore forecast, birth model, birth model, birth model fit, birth model fit. Next is dot forecast. Okay, so I'm going to forecast this. Just to hit on tab, forecast. Now, hello, hello, can you hear me? Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, I'm audible, right? Hello, hello.
Sir.
Yeah, now I'm going
Yes,
to,
sir.
yeah, now I'm going to forecast this model. Okay, to test my 35 record. Okay, birth underscore forecast, birth model fit forecast. Use this same thing I'm repeating here, forecast. The next is steps. Okay, so hit on steps. Steps equal to how many records I have? Can anyone tell me? How many records we have? Okay, sorry, how many test records we have? Can anyone tell me? 35. So steps 35 records you give. Okay, 35 records. Next, okay, so I don't want to include that index 0. I want to start from 0 index of an array. Okay, say enter it. Enter it. So that means now my model is fit now. So the already fitted model I'm using this one for my forecast. Forecast how many records? 35 record here. Now let's see. Okay, so either it is going to fit for whether it is going to test the records or not. So already designed the model. So birth of underscore forecast, birth of underscore forecast. Okay, shift and enter. Okay, now can you see interns? Interns? Interns?
Yes, sir.
Please be reflexive. Can you see the values? What values we are getting? Hello? 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 We are getting the values like 0.46. Okay, 0.46. But to compare this, what I will do, let me display my test record. Okay, so birth underscore test. Okay, shift and enter it. Shift and enter it. Now you can see here. Okay, just see here, concentrate. Out of 35 record, okay, so my normalized value for my 35th record is, sorry, the first record under test is how much? 56, right? Hello? 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 Hello, interns. Yeah, see, the first normalized value of my test record is 56. But after training this using the model, okay, model is forecasting the value how much? 46. Hope you are understanding. Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, it is forecasting me 46. Okay, but the actual value is 56. But if you compare this 56 and 46, okay, there is a huge difference, right? Okay, huge difference here. There is a difference of 10 to 11. Similarly, if you take the second one, 46, okay, the 46 again compare with the 46. That means the values are almost matching here for my second record. Similarly, if you take the next 42 and my forecasted value is 46 again. Understood? The 46 again. So that means there is a difference of 4 here. Okay. So while designing the model, okay, you have to make sure that, okay, so whatever the forecasted values and the actual tested values are there, no, it should match for some extent. I cannot say the exactly. So we have to select the model in such a way that most of the, when you start comparing the test model with the forecasted model, most of the value should match, or it should come within the range of 1 or 2, not more than let's have, not, it should not be the range of 4 to 5 over there. Understood? So that's again, I think in the ARIMA model, even after normalization also, I'm facing the same problem here. Let me try to calculate the error rate, okay, of this ARIMA model. Okay, next, to calculate the error rate, what I will do again, okay, I will import some of the library to calculate the mean square error, okay, from sklearn, dot matrix import, okay, mean squared error. So let's try to calculate the mean squared error. You can see here, the moment when you hit on tab, you will get mean squared error here. Now next is shift and enter it. So now again, to calculate the mean squared error, okay, we need the variance value, right? Okay, so variance value. So what I will do, I will import one more library called import numpy. Import numpy as np. Okay, as np, enter it. Import numpy as np. Now next is, now to calculate the mean squared error of this model, what I will do, I will call this mean squared error statement. Okay, now next is call your test data. So where is the test data is stored? So I have stored my test data, that is 35 in this, right? In this birth of a test. Okay, so call that birth of test statement, birth of test, birth underscore test, next comma. Okay, so forecasted value. So forecasted values are nothing but my, okay, so forecasted value, this value. Okay, so call this values forecast. Okay, so just type birth forecast, hit on tab. No, it's not showing birth of let me check, birth of forecast. Okay, so select that value. Next, shift and enter it. Hold on, it's taking time. Shift and enter it. Now can you see what is the value? Intense. Hello. Intense. Is this audible, Intense? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What is the value we are getting? Mean square value we are getting as a 0.020. Yes or no? But we need mean squared error value here. We need mean squared error. Okay, then we will try to compare that mean squared error value with the value what we got in the previous model. Okay, so next, type np for panda numpy. Okay, so next, square root. Okay, square root of my this mean squared value. Okay, so square root of mean squared value, mean squared, okay, of my birth underscore test, okay, comma, birth underscore, okay, forecast, enter it. Let's see how much I'm getting. Hello.
0.14.
0.144. Okay, so we need to reverse this. Now you compare this. Let's try to go to my previous model and we'll see how much the value we are getting over there. Okay, so here, what is the value we are getting over there? Hold on. Okay, so the values are, where is it? Yeah, 6.8, right? Hello. Intense.
Yes,
6.8 we are getting. Okay, but if you compare this value, with after the normalization, yeah, after comparing this one with the after normalization or after normalization of the data, see the mean square value we are getting 0.144. Now you only tell me, okay, which model is better for forecasting? Which model is better? Interns, hello, hello. You only tell me which model is better now, interns. Hello, interns. Hello, 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 interns. Which model is better? Obviously that after normalization, whatever the value we are getting here, understood? So if you compare that value with the previous model, obviously this model is looks like promising one. Okay, so instead of choosing that module, okay, for my the actual problem solving, so what I will do, I will choose this one because this model is having less accurate. Okay, so square root is very less over here. Okay, but before that one, we need to reshape this. Reshape in the sense, okay, since see here, the values are in 0 point in the range of 0 to 1. Okay, but if you take the actual value, actual values are in the terms of, okay, 1 to 100. Okay, so we need to reshape this. Let's try to reshape this. Okay, then we will see how much value we are getting it. Okay, for my square root, mean square root error. So I'll create one more the data type here. Let's say the variable birth of forecast, okay, underscore reshape equal to birth of forecast dot reshape. Okay, so I'll use reshape here. Okay, so reshape. Next, length, give the length here, length of the forecast, which is nothing but my length of the forecast value is 35 here. Okay, so birth underscore length, sorry, the forecast forecast comma 1. Okay, so I need to convert it. Okay, so next is enter it. Okay, so it got executed. Now again I need to reverse the value. To reverse the value again, we need to use transform function. Okay, so the values are in 0.144, which is in the range of 0 to 1. Again I have to convert it into 0 to 100 here. Okay, so to do that, again what I will do, I'll use birth underscore forecast underscore reverse. Okay, reverse equal to scalar. Okay, use a scalar dot inverse transform. Okay, birth forecast reshape, birth forecast reshape. Okay, use this model birth forecast reshape, which is already I have entered. Okay, so shift and enter it. Yeah, my statement got executed. Now let me check. Okay, reverse values of this forecasted value. Okay, so to do that, again just hit on tab birth. Since my values are stored now, forecasted reverse values are stored in birth to forecasted reverse. Just select that, shift and enter it. Now you can see. Can you see interns? Hello. Now you can see. No, you have a look on this. We had the data in this format. Let's say, okay, so in the range of 0 to 1, 0, 4, 6, 6. So what I did, okay, so I had reversed the value. Now for me it's very easy to compare now. Okay, this data with the test data 46.30. This is the forecasted value. Okay, using after normalization of my ARIMA model. Now compare this one with my, okay, this value 56. Understood? 0.56 we are getting forecasted value. Okay, so there is a huge difference between 46 and the first value, that is 56. Now if you take 46 here, 46. Okay, so almost it is a matching. But more interesting point here is, okay, so in after normalization of my ARIMA model, it is giving an average of for every value it is giving an average of 46, 46, 46, 46. Understood? Hope you are clear. But if you compare this one with my previous normal ARIMA model, okay, there we are not getting, okay, so the average of like how we are getting 46 here. Hold on, let me check here. Forecast state model, this is, yeah, 1 second. Yeah, can you see here? See, here I'm getting 45 forecasted value for my ARIMA model. Here getting 46, here 43, again I'm getting 44, 45, etc., which is, that is range. But if you compare this with the average values, my last after normalization, the ARIMA model is giving for all this, it is giving 46, 46, 46 value here. Understood? Now again, we'll try to calculate the square mean square error of this values. Okay, so to calculate the square mean error of this values, okay, again I have to reshape this same, we have to repeat the same for every model. We will be repeating the same process, reshape. Okay, first to prepare the data, next after preparing the data, fit the data, sorry, after preparing the data, convert that data into test and train. Next, call that library function, that is nothing but the algorithm. Next, deploy your the trained data using that algorithm. Next, fit the model. After fitting the model, okay, whatever the data you are using for test, use that test. Okay, again you forecast it. Same, I'm using for different the model here. Okay, so next, again to calculate the square mean root error here. So what we need to do is, okay, after reversing the value, hit on birth underscore test. Okay, underscore test. Next, reverse equal to birth underscore test dot reshape. Okay, dot reshape. Okay, reshape. Next, length birth test okay, so comma 1. Same I'm repeating. Okay, even for the reverse value now. Okay, so next is I have to convert it into a scalar matrix here. Birth, okay, tab it, hit on tab, so you'll get the value like test to reverse. I want this. Yeah, I'm going to use this because my all the data are stored over there. Next, repeat the same thing, scalar. Okay, scalar, okay, dot inverse. Okay, dot inverse transform. Now it dot inverse transform. Now call the data, okay, where reshape data is available. Birth of test reshape. Can you check here whether that is available? Yeah, birth of test. Okay, birth of where the data is stored there. Okay, reshape, forecasted reshape. Okay, so next is hit on enter. Okay, so in the same way, next we will try to calculate the root mean square of error of this np dot square root sqrt mean square error. Same thing, same process I'm following here. Okay, birth test reverse birth test. Okay, so I think, yeah, birth test river. Once again, birth underscore test underscore reverse. Okay, underscore reverse. Okay, but underscore reverse comma birth forecast underscore reverse. Okay, underscore reverse. We will see, okay, whether we are going to get our value or not. No, I think we have committed some mistake here. Can anyone tell me? Interns? 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 Yeah. What we are finding here? We have committed some mistake here. What is that mistake? Can anyone tell me?
Sir, it's name error.
Where? Birth test. Yeah. Sorry.
Birth.
BI. Okay. Okay. Shift and enter it. Now you can see 0.0. It's coming. Okay. 0. It should not be 0.
Yes.
0. It shouldn't be 0.01. That means we have committed some mistakes over here. I think it should be birth forecast. Birth forecast reverse. Here, see here, birth. I'm using same birth test. It should be test. Birth test, comma birth test forecast reverse. Okay. Let's see. Let's try to enter. Now, can you see what is the error? What error we are getting? Interns. Interns. Interns, please be reflexive. I think. Hello. Hello.
Sir.
Yeah. How much error we are getting? Mahima. Mahima.
45.
45. You compare this one with the last error. How much we was getting? Hello? In previous model, how much we was getting? 6.8, no? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Anaga?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we was getting, in previous model, we was getting 6.8. Now, after normalization, how much we are getting? 45. 45. Which model is better now? Hello? 6.8 model is better. That means whatever, even after normalization, we are not getting the accurate result here. Understood? Okay, hope you should practice this one. See, creating the model, preparing the data, creating the model. Okay, next calling the model. After calling the model, sorry, preparing the data. After preparing the data, calling the model. After calling the model, next dividing the data into test and train. Next, after converting into test and train, again using the training data in the model. Next, after using the training model, after using the training data in the model, fit the model. After fitting the model, use that model. Use that model for the test the data. Okay, same thing we are going to repeat here. The next is we'll try to see standard deviation. This is by normalization technique. I have demonstrated you the normalization technique where we will be converting the data in the range of 0 to 1 and we will be calculating the square mean square error. But we have found that even this model is not feasible because we are getting around 45.85 mean square error. But if you compare this one with our previous model is far better than our the current model here. Now next, second method. In second method, what I will do? Okay, so let us try to calculate the standard. Standardization. Nothing but to calculate by calculating the mean and standard deviation. Let's see. Okay, whether even standardization technique will help our model or not. Okay, so in method two, what I will do? Let me have the comment here. Method two. Okay, in method 2, our standardization technique I'm going to use. Okay, standardization technique. In standardization technique, nothing but we are going to calculate the mean value, SD, standard deviation. Okay, so next is X value. X value is nothing but my mean divided by SD. Okay, standard deviation. Next, I'm going to use one more Gaussian distribution technique here. Gaussian distribution technique. Okay, so let's see whether this model also will fit our the data or not. Okay, so let's start then. Okay, so shall we start second method? Intern. Okay, so in second method, nothing but standardization technique. I will call my sklearn from sklearn. Okay, enter it, sklearn dot pre-processing process. I'm going to repeat the same thing now. Data, prepare the data. Next, fit the model. Okay, so pre-processing, please listen and practice it. Okay, after this session, you will understand, and it will help you for to train your rest other machine learning programs. Pre-process, hit on tab, pre-processing option you will get. Okay, sklearn pre-processing, import, use import standard scalar. Let me hit on standard. Okay, standard scalar. Can you see here standard scalar? Okay, hit on shift and enter it. Standard scalar. Okay, so next is my packages. I have uploaded my package for pre-processing of the data here. Okay, so for pre-processing of the data, that is nothing but standard scalar. Now I'll try to call one library. I mean, sorry, the variable. Let's say standard underscore scalar equal to standard scalar. Okay, just hit on tab, standard scalar. Next is, okay, so created, shift and enter it. So that means I have created one variable called standard scalar to calculate the mean, standard deviation, x value, and Gaussian distribution. Okay, so now next is, let me try to fit the model because already I have the data which is in the array now. You can see here. Okay, so same data I'm going to use. Okay, 0.56, 0.46, which is in array. Sorry, birth array, not this one. This is in test no. Where is that birth of array? Yeah, this data. Yeah, hold 1 second. Birth of normalize. Hold on. Scalar data, scalar minimum. Yeah, this one, this data. Okay, so which is in array now, 35, 32, same values I'm going to get here in this standardization. I'm not going to convert in terms of 0 to 1 here. Okay, so the data which is in array, same array I'm going to use standard of scalar equal to std scalar underscore scalar. Let me try to fit the model now. Fit the model. Okay, birth of ARR. Okay, so which is in array value. Okay, standard scalar. Okay, so now my model is fitting now. I'm fitting the model now. Let's see whether this the model will fit for my standard scalar or not. Hold on, yeah, it got fit. Okay, finally my model is fit for the data now. Okay, so now let's say we'll try to calculate. We'll see what is the mean value, okay, median value and variance value for those data. So to calculate the mean variance value for those data, just run std standard scalar, okay, dot mean underscore. Okay, so yeah, enter it, shift and enter it. So the mean value is how much here? Interns. Mean value is 41.98. Okay, yeah, and the variance will try to calculate the variance, standard deviation of scalar. Okay, standard deviation of scalar. Okay, dot variance value. Let's see, shift and enter, and the variance is 53.84. It shows 53.84. Now we will try to transform this. Okay, transform the data. Okay, so let's see. We'll try to transform this one to calculate. We'll find to calculate the mean square error using standardization technique. STD. Okay, the STD. I'll create one more variable here. Birth. STD birth, standard birth value, STD scalar underscore scalar, just hit on tab, you'll get the value scalar dot transform. Okay, same procedure I'm following for all the model. Okay, so even if you're trying for new model, follow the same procedure. Only thing is your variable will get changed over there, and the model name will get changed over there. Okay, transform next birth of ARR, birth underscore ARR. Okay, so shift and enter it, shift and enter it. Now next, okay, so transformation, standardization technique. I have converted everything into standardization, nothing but the mean value, variance, etc. Now let me try to check STD, the data, individual data, STD birth. All the data is stored under STD birth. Now let's try to have the index now 0. Let me try to have the index of 0. So that means the value is now, okay, can you see 0, minus 0.95. It's showing like in the negative way. Understood? Anyways, let's see. Okay, so next is, let us try to have the loop now to just to display few data. So for I in range of 5, let's say 10. Okay, semicolon, enter it, print birth of, no, not birth. What is the statement here? Standard of birth. Let us have the index I here. Okay, so let me run this, shift and enter it, shift and enter it. Now you can see the values are in minus now. Understood?
Sir,
Minus.
you
Yeah.
give one.
Sorry. Hello.
Sir, you have to give I now, sir.
I already. Yeah.
Print
Sorry.
standard birth of
Oh,
I.
sorry. Yeah. Index. Okay. So now next is just shift and enter it. Hold on. Yeah. See, these are the values. Understood? So after standardization, in standardization technique, we are getting these values. Now we will try to fit the model. Okay. So, but before fitting the model, I'm going to use the ARIMA model only, but in the using standardization technique. Okay. So first, before fitting the model, again I have to convert this one into train and test. STD underscore birth of birth underscore train. I'll use training. For training, I will use 0 to 330 records. Okay, 0 to 330 records. Same way for testing. Okay, what is the problem here? Can anyone tell me what problem I'm facing in turn? Hello? Hello? The problem is standard birth. Okay, so give equal to here. So next is shift and enter it. Okay, so no, invalid again. Okay, invalid again. Yeah, here, sorry, standard birth. Standard birth. Now you give standard birth 330. Fine. Shift and enter it. Yeah, now my training data is set. I have taken 330 records to train the model. Okay, so in the same way to test the model, STD birth underscore test, STD underscore test, STD. Okay, so test, STD test. Next is, let's have the range now. Okay, 330. Next 365. Shift and enter it. No, what is the problem here? Okay, standard birth. Okay, standard birth. Next, go to last, shift and enter it. Shift and enter it. Now my the data is ready now. Testing data as well as the training data is ready. Now we try to call this testing and training data for my to test the model. Okay, so again I will call one more standard ARIMA. Standard birth underscore ARIMA. Okay, ARIMA equal to ARIMA. Okay, next is standard birth train. I'll call my training values. Okay, so I'll call my training values standard birth standard birth train. Next is order. I'll give the order of my ARIMA model, that is nothing but the values of P, Q and D. Okay, order equal to, let's have the PQ value is 2, 1, comma 2. Sorry, 2. Okay, so next enter it. Now my standardization. Okay, birth ARIMA.
Order spelling, sir.
Sorry. Okay, thank you. Thank you so
Order
much.
spelling.
Yeah, order spelling. O-R-D-E-R. Okay, so let's try to fit this model. Yes, model got fit. Thank you. Okay, so now the model is ready. Now I have to fit this model to test my training data, test data. Okay, so now what I will do to fit the model, std birth ARIMA, std birth ARIMA. Okay, so next underscore fit. I'll create one more variable here. Fit. Next is fit standard std. I'll call that std birth ARIMA now. Okay, to fit the model. std underscore, same thing, birth ARIMA. Birth underscore ARIMA dot fit the model. Okay. Next is, okay, after fitting the model, now I have to call archaic, okay, information here. Okay, std birth ARIMA dot AIC. Okay, enter it. Archaic information criteria. So it's not, why, what is the reason here?
Underscore fit, sir.
Okay, again I'm committing mistake here. Fit birth, okay, standard underscore birth underscore ARIMA underscore fit, shift enter. Okay, so you have a look on this. Archaic AIC, archaic information criteria for my previous model was around, yeah, can I have a look here? Minus 344. Okay, minus 340, it was in the negative range. But here, archaic information criteria for my standard ARIMA model, standardization ARIMA model is 918, which is very high. Understood? So next is, let's see. Okay, we'll try to calculate the mean square error here. Okay, so next is even, okay, so to calculate the mean square error, what I have to do is, okay, I need to forecast this. Okay, so to forecast this, okay, so to forecast, again what I will do, I'll create one more variable, birth. I'm following the same procedure here. Okay, so for all the model, same procedure, but the value variable are getting changed. Birth underscore forecast, reshape this, reshape underscore standard underscore birth forecast okay, dot reshape, hold on, it's not showing. Hit on tab, birth underscore forecast, reshape. Next, give the length here, length len, just that is I want to forecast 35 records. STD, standard deviation, okay, standard deviation birth, next underscore forecast, comma 1. Okay, so order, let me try. No, it's showing there is some missed error here. Interns, can anyone find out, please? Hello? No, I just calculated the archaic model. No, so that means I haven't forecasted. So how I can reshape? First I have to forecast. To forecast, let me add one more. Let me forecast this first. To forecast, what I can do, std underscore, okay, std underscore birth forecast, birth underscore forecast, birth underscore forecast equal to std underscore birth arima. So I need to forecast now. So arima underscore fit dot forecast. Okay, forecast, use forecast dot forecast. Now how many test record steps? How many test records? Equal to 35. Okay, 35, index you set it as 0. Okay, so next is shift and enter it. So that means now my forecasted value is ready now. Now let me try to check the forecasted value. Okay, so std underscore birth forecast shift and enter it. Okay, so can you see intense? Hello, intense.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
what is
sir.
the value? What are the values here? Forecasted
0.58.
0.58. Can you compare this one with the previous ARIMA model with the normalization? Have a look. 0.46, right? Intense.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
0.46,
Yes,
but
sir.
in the case of this standardization, it's showing me, it's giving me the forecasted value 0.58, which is better now.
0.4.
0.48. No, that means even for this data set, no, even ARIMA model is not ARIMA for ARIMA model using standardization is also not going to work out here. In this, normalization technique is also not going to work out, because if you compare this value, forecasted value after normalization with the normal values, okay, so let's say my normal values are here. I think this one 45, 46. Okay, this model is better. This model is better compared to my ARIMA normalization technique as well as my ARIMA standardization technique. That means both normalization and standardization is not going to work out in this for this particular data set. Okay, so now let's try to calculate the mean square error. Okay, and let's see how much the mean square error we are going to get here using ARIMA standardization technique here. So you can compare this one. Let me try to check the test data. std birth underscore test shift and enter it. So if you compare this, okay, so you if you compare 1.299, it is far away. Okay, so we cannot, it's too high actually. Okay, this itself is a too high. So it's itself is a too high compared to our previous forecasted data here. Now let's try to reshape so that I can calculate the mean square error for this. Okay, so to calculate the mean square error, again birth underscore forecast. Oh my god, forecast birth underscore forecast underscore reshape. Okay, reshape underscore reshape equal to std standard deviation underscore birth underscore forecast. Okay, reshape, use reshape. Next, give the length of your tested data, length of standard birth forecast std. Just hit on tab, you will get an value here, standard birth forecast. Okay, so next is give equal to comma 1, enter it, shift and enter it. Yes. Now I'm going to reshape these values. Now let us say, okay, let's try to reverse this value so that I can get, okay, std underscore, let us try to have one more variable here, birth of forecast, okay, reverse, I will reverse equal to std Okay, scalar, STD scalar, same technique you use it for other model also, scalar. Okay, so inverse hit on tab, inverse transform. Okay, next is birth underscore forecast reshape, call that value, birth underscore, just hit on tab, you will get the value reshape. Okay, so next is shift and enter it, shift and enter it. Yes, now my reverse value got a calculator. Now next is just to display STD. Okay, birth underscore forecast, okay, underscore reverse. Okay, so next is enter it, shift and enter it. Okay, so now can you see how much the values we are getting? Intense, hello, you guys there? Hello,
Yes, sir.
how much values we are getting?
46.
46, same values we are getting, even here also, even in the standardization technique. So that means even normalization technique also we are getting the same values. Okay, so next is, let's try to compare this one with the test now. Test, let's try to compare this one with the birth. Okay, birth test, shift and enter it. So if you hold down, yeah, if you compare this 56 and 46, right? So that means there is a range of around, okay, range of 10 over there. Understood? 10, 46, 42, 46. Again, it's giving the range in the range of 46, 46 forecasted value. But okay, so 46, 42, 58. Okay, same values it is giving even in the normalization technique. But to compare this standardization technique with the normalization technique, okay, we need to calculate the mean squared error for this. Can anyone tell me how to calculate the mean squared error? Yes. Yes. Can someone guide me, please? Hello? 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 Yes, interns. Hello?
So,
Yeah, how to calculate the mean square error here? Tell me. How we can calculate? Yes, tell me.
NP dot square root of.
Yes, NP. Yeah, NP dot, but we need to set the training, no? First call sklearn. From sklearn. Okay, again, I'm going to import the same library sklearn. If you want, you can, or else you can continue. Sklearn matrix. Okay, matrix. Next, import.
Mean square error.
Yeah, mean squared error. Very good. Mean squared error. Okay, hold on. Mean squared error. Okay, mean squared error. Now next is, I need one more library. Which is that? NumPy. Okay, import NumPy as NP. Okay, so next is mean squared error. Mean squared error for mean squared error. Okay, which are the variables? Mean squared. Okay, here I have committed mistake. Mean squared error. Okay, so tell me which are the variables I need to call here. Which are the variable? Did we forecasted the value? Did we forecasted the value here? Yeah, we have forecasted value, no? So this is one variable. Okay, next, hold on. So first is, I need test to know birth test. First you call birth test. Okay, birth test, comma, forecasted value. Okay, which is the forecasted value of standard deviation? This value, right? This value we need to call. Okay, so this variable we need to call. Okay, to calculate the mean squared error. What is that value? Can anyone tell me? I forgot here. Standard deviation, STD underscore, let me hit tab. You can see here, yeah, standard birth forecast value. Birth forecast reverse value or birth reverse value, no? Yeah,
Yes.
reverse value. Okay, select that one. Reverse value. So now mean squared error. I'm going to calculate the mean squared error of these two values. Shift and enter it. Okay, so that means the mean squared error is 2103. But in the previous model, we was getting the mean squared error of minus, I guess. One second, let me, mean squared error. Yeah, mean square error was 0.0209. Okay, but if you compare this one with the standardization technique, okay, so it is very high. This is very high. Understood? But most important for is to calculate the mean squared error here. Square root of mean squared error. Okay, so that can be done. Yeah, what is the formula? Tell me. Interns.
NP
NP
dot square.
NP square root SQRT. Yes.
Mean squared error.
Yeah, mean squared. Just copy and paste this. Just copy and paste this statement. Let me copy this. Next, paste it over here. Okay, mean squared error. Next is shift and enter it. Okay, shift and enter it. So we are getting how much mean squared error? 45.86, right? Which is, yeah, 45.86. You compare this value we are getting through standard normalization technique. Now, sorry, this value we are getting using a standardization technique, 45.86. Similarly, for normalization technique, we are getting the value, mean square value. Where is it? Where is it? Fit model. Not this one. Hold on. We're getting the value. This one, 45, right? Yes or no? This value for normalization technique. Let me write here. Okay. Standardization. Using standardization technique, we are getting 45.8612. Okay. So using normalization technique, we are getting. Okay, we are getting this 45.85. Next, we have normal model. Normal model, we are getting how much? Can anyone tell me? Interns, 6.85, right? Interns. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we are getting this much, no? So by using this, okay, so square mean error, now we can finalize which model is better for our the problem definition. So even we tried with the standardization technique, normalization technique also, but we have not found the result, okay, the accurate result. But as a data scientist, it is our job, okay, keep on try to use different algorithms, okay, and try to check whether is it possible to increase the accuracy of our system or not. Understood? So from this we can conclude that, okay, as far as our birth training data set is concerned, okay, so it is better to select a normal ARIMA model instead of using the technique like normalization technique as well as a standardization technique here, because the normalization normal ARIMA model gives us the least square mean error is around 6.85 compared to, okay, so rest of the other model. Hope you are clear with this. Okay, so you can try now this. Okay, I will try to upload this session immediately so that you can try this complete entire project, you know, the entire project. Okay, entire project, and you can plan this one for your final year also. You can change the data set also. So right now I have used for childbirth. You can use it for sales data. Okay, and even you can like I have taken ARIMA model. Even you can try this data for regression value, k-mean clustering technique. Okay, so Navier Bayesian classifier. Even you can try this one with the artificial neural network. Okay, hope you are clear with this.